Hi there, this is Toby Green and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Tom, we're back. Better than ever.
We certainly are, Jacob. It's fantastic to be back. It was a nice bye week. Did you enjoy yourself? What did you get up to?
I had a great time. I actually put the tools down for once.
For once?
For once.
Isn't your tools up just scrolling through Instagram and replying to comments?
No, it's so much more than that. I scroll through TikTok, Facebook. Look, we're trying not to make this a hostile episode because last week we came for each other's heads.
The thing is, I like to, I'm not necessarily ever hostile. It's how you want to interpret what I'm saying. So if you're going to interpret it, if you're in a mind frame where you're going to interpret it like I'm being hostile, I think that's more on you and the way that you're receiving it than me.
Do you know what you do a lot?
What's that?
Dribble.
I don't think I dribble.
I didn't listen to a thing you just said. No, but yeah, bye break was good. Did a little bit of travelling, got back to Canberra, which was really nice, as did you. We didn't see each other, which was also nice. Went to Melbourne, saw Tom and Liam, a couple of family members, did a course in leadership.
Tom Hummel gets just about a weekly shout out these days, I swear.
Yeah, he pays a good price. What else did I do? Yeah, went back to Canberra, came back to Sydney, and then, had a good weekend. And
how'd your leadership course go?
Good. I feel like a leader.
Learn some things? I'm sure you had a lot to learn.
I had a lot to learn. That was, it was eye-opening. Realised I'm pretty far off the mark in terms of leadership. But no, it was good. How was your break, Tom?
Yeah, nice. As you said, popped home to see the family very, very briefly. And then I spent the weekend in Sydney. My cousins were over here actually from the US, so I hung out with them. We went to Vivid. I've never been to Vivid before.
You've never been to Vivid?
No, I lived here for 5 years.
Canberra? Have you been to that?
I've popped into Enlighten before.
It's a bit of Skyfire.
I think Enlighten's a little bit better. Like I said, Skyfire, the Ultimate 12 event. I think we talked about that with Jack Steele, Canberra podcast. Shout out to Steele.
Yeah, you go listen to that when you have the time.
But yeah, no, my cousins and my auntie Sarah and my cousins Annabelle and Matilda, they were over from Cleveland. So we got to see them, which was lovely. And Annabelle's boyfriend Luke as well. Lovely guy. They're all lovely families. So nice. It was good to see them also. I gave my uncle Chris, who had to hold down the fort in Cleveland, a shout out the other week, but I'll now shout out the Cleveland Greens for coming over, and it was great to see them and hang out with them in Sydney.
Now, should we address one thing before we get into a little bit more of an introduction?
I feel like we always have things to address, or you've always got something.
There's plenty to address, Tom, and my phone the last few days has been blowing up with regards to why is the podcast so late this week. And
do you want to tell the people? Because we know it's your fault.
It's your fault. Mate, seriously, you're on a fine line because Tom's schedule is Tom's schedule and nobody else's. Right. So he doesn't feel like he's inclined to involve anyone else in the process of making plans.
What my schedule is busy. And also, there's also a difference though. I didn't want to oversaturate everybody with... Obviously, not that we want to shout out a competition, but not that we particularly want to shout out a competition, but obviously I was fortunate enough that big fish that we talked about was obviously myself going on the Dylan Friends podcast, which shout out to Buckley, and it was fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. I hope people didn't get too sick of me dribbling on for an hour and 15. I feel like this podcast nearly goes for an hour, and I'm sure that's enough of my voice for people for a week, but I thought I wouldn't oversaturate the market, have myself out on too many different platforms at the same time.
Regardless, if our numbers are low, we'll know why. But the Dill Buckley, I don't give you many compliments, Tom, but it was actually a very good podcast.
Really? Thank you. I appreciate that.
I enjoy Dill's work. I obviously admire your work behind your back. It was really good. It was really good. I think there's a few things I want to talk about on the podcast, though. One being Dill said he gave you a compliment, or us in general, I guess, the show, a compliment, and said that he's loving it. And I don't think he listens to it.
Yeah, I'm almost certain he doesn't.
I'm going to call Dill Buckley out and say he doesn't. So that's just...
I appreciate this sentiment, but it obviously is, worth a packet of chips considering that he doesn't listen. But
the other one was you've gone, I wouldn't say viral, but relatively well this week with your Buddy 1000 story.
Oh, yep.
When you ran onto the ground.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, don't blame you.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I did the same.
Yeah. Well,
we're at two different ends.
Yeah. My thing was I didn't think that there'd be any serious issues, but it was something that I was willing to cop if needed, because I just thought this is just effectively once in a lifetime stuff, particularly now the way the game is played. And it was just something that I didn't want to miss out on. So yeah, I certainly don't regret it. Nothing came of it in the end, which was very good. But it's a memory I'll never forget.
My only problem with it is that it's a great story, and you decided to tell it on another platform.
Well, the thing is, one thing that I think Dill brought out of me that you don't do that well is that we were able to just get a bit more deeper and meaningful. Like there was other parts of the podcast we were sort of talking about life and whatever, and I just felt more comfortable to open up with a story.
What
like
do you
that
mean?
as well.
That's not my fault. You went on to Dill's podcast wanting to talk about life and
I didn't want
science.
to.
You come onto this podcast wanting to, I don't know, do ASMR. Man, that is, don't blame me that you want to get a cable tie and, that's sick.
Hang on, by
but
the
on
way,
Dill's podcast, you want to go,
people love
man,
that
life's
ASMR.
just so much more than football.
See, here's the thing. This is where you're wrong, because you can mix it up. I had the lighthearted stuff on Dills, but then he also wanted to probe a little bit deeper into that sort of stuff, whereas you're just like, surface level. Anyway, Tom, you spoke for 30 seconds. Shut up. I've now got a rant about Paul Roos. That's what
First of
actually
all,
happens.
that Paul Roos segment was deep.
Yeah,
it
wasn't deep. No, it wasn't deep. And the only reason it went well is because you clickbaited me slandering him.
You know, I'm sick of you having a problem with that. Because I'm not in the game of being your mate, Tom. I'm in the game of numbers.
Exactly. See, this is why I get more deeper and more meaningful and interesting on Dill's podcast.
We can get deep and meaningful if you want.
All right, let's go.
What do you want to talk
What do you got
about?
for me?
Well, you didn't. Why do I?
Where did it all go wrong?
Why do I have to bring things? Why can't you know this is a two-way street?
It's not.
Because you bring you bring nothing.
No, see, again, that's where you're off the mark.
I bring all the content.
I
and
bring
you
the
just
insight. I bring the insight. You don't have the insight.
I have insight. Oh, we're getting off track because this could get real hostile real quick. Did you find yourself watching the game during the breakers in the AFL in general, or did you completely switch off?
No, you know what? I'm a big football watcher generally, but over the weekend just gone, I watched none of it. I watched no football, and actually that's not true. I watched a little bit of the West Coast St Kilda game because I wanted to see Flinny's debut for West Coast. I wanted to tune into that. But yeah, normally I watch most games of a weekend, but I just didn't want to this weekend. I wanted to get away from it completely, and I did that, and I'm really glad I did. I feel refreshed. So I didn't tune in, and I'm glad I didn't. I feel good.
Yeah, similar. I actually did watch the same game for Flinny, and it was a good game. Special shout out to Special shout out to Mason Wood. It was a stellar performance.
Does he listen, really?
He does. He messaged me and said, well, I said congratulations on his game, and then he came back and said, this better get me a shout out.
Well, then shout out to Mason Wood. There you go.
There you go, mate.
I appreciate that.
I also want to give a shout out to the St Kilda admin, because obviously you wouldn't look at that kind of stuff. I do.
No.
But on the morning following the game, because of Mason's heroics, they posted a photo just of Mason and said morning. That's the caption.
You said Morning Wood.
Morning Wood. It's just brilliant. So special shout out to Sam from St Kilda. It was great work.
That's impressive.
It's a lot to work with, that name as well.
Yeah, you can.
You'd have some fun.
You can, take it a few ways. I'm sure you would, given the opportunity.
I'd probably take it too far. They're found the line. Now, there's two more things I want to talk about before we get into our segments. It's a big introduction, but there's been a lot happening.
Yeah, there is.
One of those being is that I know we teased the Dill Buckley appearance for a few weeks, and we're going to do something pretty similar.
Yeah.
Because you and I have received some pretty big news.
We have.
I don't know how much we want to say.
Not much, I don't think. I just think it's going to be, the next time we're in Canberra will be big. It'll be big for you and I. Obviously, Canberra boys. And there's just some homage that we're going to pay, which, you can read into however much you want to, but it's something that I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a really special episode. It's going to be an episode that nothing like we've done before. And so, yeah, I think it should be really, really exciting for our In the Green Room listeners. I know I'm really, really excited. Yeah. What else do you want to give away? I don't want to give away too much.
I think you've nailed it, to be honest. That was pretty good.
I don't want to give away too much, but I just want you to know it's going to be big.
But it's big.
It's big. It's homage. It's the motherland. It's never been seen or done before on this podcast. So stay tuned. It's really exciting stuff.
Wow, that was good. That hyped me up. I'm pretty pumped.
I'm already ready for it.
Now, last thing I want to talk about before we get into our segments is we did mention Dill Buckley's podcast. I want to play you a clip from that podcast.
Yep.
And then I want to talk about it.
Sure.
That all right?
Yeah, mate.
Okay.
Green Room podcast, as we're saying, on field things are turning really well. Yourself in playing some good footy, but the podcast, Green Room, yourself and Jacob Gaynor. If I would say, in the podcasting world, you're sort of speaking to the man.
No, I am.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm sort of. I'll kind of here almost with a notepad out, trying to take some notes and sort of see how it goes.
Get it ready.
To be honest,
'cause I've got some feedback. No, I think it's a great job, but I'd say where would you know, if you're comparing yourself and Jacob on season 1 of the Green Room to an AFL club at the moment, where you're at in terms of performance, spot on the ladder, potential of where that can go.
Yeah, I like that.
Where would you sort of put yourself, do you think, at the moment?
I know it's a good one. We're definitely in the top 8. Like we're playing finals footy at the minute, I would have thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think we're going okay. We have our down weeks, but I think for the most part, I mean, the chemistry.
Sounds like you're Geelong, like going a bit better than you think you are, actually.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll say we're the bottom part. Maybe we're the Giants. Maybe we're sort of a bit, I think we leapt out of the blocks with some real.
Yeah.
We were feeling good about ourselves. Maybe there's been some slow weeks in between, but I think generally it's been a pretty positive start.
Yeah.
At least from most of the feedback.
I'd say maybe Gold Coast at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
so
just a lot of talent. Just needs some
ironing out. Yeah, okay. And what sort of areas do you reckon? Any specifics or just a general feel?
We'll take it off air because we could be here for a while.
Now, there's 2 parts to that. One, where are the notes?
There was. They're actually on my phone.
You
mate,
didn't take no notes.
It was more of like a feel thing,
Yeah,
just being in the room with a guy who's obviously had so much podcasting experience. Like, I know I made the notes joke, but it's more like a feel thing. Like, I learned a bit better that way than actually scribbling down notes.
So what did you learn? What can you bring to our show that you learned on Dills?
I learned that what I bring is really good, and I think that I sometimes, like, if I'm the Batman, I need my Robin, and I need my Robin to be really good sometimes. A little bit like Luca and then Kyrie, if you're a basketball and a Mavericks fan. And so
you're saying you're Batman, Dills, Robin?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just saying that what I provide's really good, and I just need a really good supporting cast, and I think he did that really well.
So
and more so what I'm trying to say is I think you need a lift. That's more what I'm trying to get at here.
Okay. I'm happy to take
So
it on.
again, this is where you say like hostility and, at each other's throats, but this is just really constructive feedback
This
for
is
you.
us getting to a deeper level.
This is just constructive feedback that I hope you take the right way, and you can then grow from that.
What have we said about feedback? I don't take it well.
Okay, again,
I
that's
don't grow. I'm
That's
5 foot, man.
that's a you issue, not me.
No, we'll take it off her. And the second...
See, now you're mimicking you.
And the second... Yeah, well, he's Robin, mate. You can make fun of Robin. The second thing I want to talk about is you likening us to an AFL club.
I likened us to the Giants. He likened
I
us to
agree with
Gold
you.
Coast.
I don't agree with Dill. He obviously doesn't listen, so he doesn't know what we're capable of. Giants is a good one. I'd also say where there's a little bit of like, I don't want to say the Swans, but we're flying pretty high.
Well, it's a big call. You think we can barely put a foot wrong at this point?
Yeah.
Look, I love the confidence, and I'm happy to back you in with that, to be quite frank. Like,
To be quite frank, Adam Kingsley line. Nice.
Is that an Adam Kingsley line?
That's what he says all the time.
It's just a saying, though.
Is it?
He's not special, mate.
Oh, that's my clip. You worry about me clipping things wrong. There it is.
I give you. You know what?
You've called Dill, Buckley, Robin. You said
this
Kingers
is
isn't
why
special.
again. This is what you have to understand, though. Part of making a good podcast is saying clickbait-worthy things, and I give you so much content every single week.
That you do.
Yeah, but it's like you think I'm naive enough to say stuff like that and act like it's not going to get a reaction. No, mate. I know what I'm doing.
You're smart.
I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing in 2029 when Tassie come in?
Well, I'll be addressing that on SEN Tassie actually at 8:20 tomorrow morning.
Tune in. We're nothing but promoters. The last one I have for you.
We are legit mercenaries.
State of Origin. Did you watch? Did you go to the game?
I didn't go to the game. I didn't actually watch last night. I was out to dinner, so I didn't get to see. But great game. I mean, I am a Queenslander, so...
Which, can you explain that? Because I think a lot of people would be like, why is he the kid from Canberra?
Yeah,
Right.
so born in Townsville, North Queensland.
Yep.
Lived in Townsville for a total of 4 years. Lived in Toowoomba as well, which is an hour inland from Brisbane, where my brother Josh was born for another, I think, 4 years. So I've lived plenty of time in Queensland, as well as... I think I just embody the Queensland spirit a little bit better than I would embody the New South Wales spirit, because quite frankly, they're weak. New South Wales, I just don't like the way they go about it. And it is the Queenslander in me. Then obviously I mean, yeah, coming from Canberra, people sort of get to pick sides, and everyone there picks Queensland because we're not technically New South. We're not technically New South Wales. It's Billy Clark. This is a Billy Clark line, by the way. We're not technically New South Wales, so I can pick whoever. And then, of course, Queensland win 11 in a row, whatever it was back in the day. I'm a Queensland fan. Yeah, exactly.
Billy Slater's my favourite.
I've got a legit reason to go for Queensland, and I'm a Queenslander, so it was great to see.
Now, the big talking point out of State of Origin was obviously the Reece Walsh
Suwali
hit. 4 weeks he got. That's not much.
He'd probably get 10 and a suspended jail sentence in the AFL.
If Toby Green does that, literally 2 years, no parole.
Not joking. I don't know. Like, the thing that's tough about it, though, is, and I mean, obviously it was a lot of New South Wales fans saying you can't do that. It's State of Origin. Like, you ruin the game 10 minutes in, you potentially ruin the series, whatever. Like, you got to protect the head, and it's not great. But one thing, like, in Suwali's defence, Reece Walsh is like ducked down as he's coming in to get hit, and then he half slips as well, so he goes even lower. Like Suwali, like the reality is, did he go to hit hard? Did he want to hit to hurt? Yeah, but was he trying to shoulder in the face? No, he wasn't. Like, he just wasn't, and it was unfortunate. I get, again, there has to be, because of all the concussion stuff, as we know, you have to look after the head, and so I get it. And like, the send-off I also get, but I'm just like, it's just a bit unfortunate because, again, Suwali, he's trying to hit to hurt, but he's not. He's trying to do it in a legal way, and Reece Walsh is he's sort of balling up or like going to ground a little bit and then slips over as well. So like, yeah, it's tough. Again, it's another one of those ones. I think forever we'll be having these debates in all contact sports about, you know, because it wasn't deliberate. We know, again, the importance of the head now. Suwali wasn't trying to hit him in the head, but he was trying to hit him hard. And they say that when you go to hit or tackle, you've got to have some duty of care for the person you're tackling. And in situations like that, yeah, it just didn't end up good, you know, resulting well for, I mean, the spectacle, but also obviously for Reece Walsh, because it was a pretty scary hit and a pretty big hit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always stuck with these ones because I see both sides and I'm not sure what the answer is.
Right. Should we get some questions?
Yeah, let's get into them.
As usual, thank you for sending in your questions. We really do appreciate it. And there is some great ones here. And there's some rogue questions.
That's, I think, the better ones. Like, it's better when they're rogue.
Well, the first one from Liam Ryan, who I think we've shouted out before, actually. When are we getting in the green room merch? I'd love a hoodie or a hat. I'd also love a hoodie or a hat.
I do remember I think we might have promised this in one of the first episodes too.
We got ahead of ourselves.
That was when we were talking about champagne and oysters as well. I remember that. But
we picked early.
If that's a thing, you know what? Maybe that's a poll you should put up pretty soon about would people actually like in the green room merch? Because I'm happy to tap the club card and make some merch like that.
I actually think if you put up a poll though, people just say yes. They're not going to buy it. So maybe we do Don't
say that on. No, they will. If they say yes, they will buy it.
Depends what the merch.
We can also see how overwhelming the vote is.
A hat or a hoodie.
I think the way we should start would be a hat, personally.
Cheaper.
Yeah, and just a bit safer. Because some designs, like, I don't know, hoodies are a bit more, I feel like, a bit more subjective in terms of, do you want big print on it? Do you want a big image? Or do you want something small? And so it's like, it's harder to get right for people, whereas hats are a little bit safer. So I think if
do you use like the lovely neon light we have in the studio? Do we use that? Because I don't think people want our logo.
No, I wouldn't think the image of our heads on people's chests is what we want to be pumping.
Maybe some trucker hats with our heads.
No, but this is what I just mean. That would look really good on a hat hoodie as well, or even on a hat though. It'd look really good.
Clean.
But anyway,
there you go. This is coming soon.
This is what we should do. The poll. Do you want in the green room merch? And if you do, would you rather a hat? Would you rather a hoodie? I think this is something that we can whack up.
I think it's a great question. So thank you, Liam.
Liam coming with good questions.
Every week Liam delivers.
Keep pumping this out just for Liam's questions.
What's another question? Emily wants to know, Tom, what is your favourite smell?
Wow. What is my favourite smell?
It's just something you don't think about.
You know what is not even underrated because everyone knows it, but like going back to my family home, just when you walk in and it smells like home.
Smells like home. Wow, that's a good one.
Because I don't think I have like a... You know, like I have my colognes or whatever, and I like that, and like soaps and whatever.
That's different.
But it's like, you know, that's nice. But what's my favorite smell is like it's almost like a physical reaction when you walk into home, particularly now that we both live out of home. When you go back to your family house and you walk in and it just smells like home. It's actually like, don't you get that physical like relaxing sense of your body, like like I'm home.
Like that is a very, very good answer.
I think that's what it is.
I thought you were going to be like, freshly mowed grass.
Deodorant.
Doesn't use it, you wouldn't know.
I smell beautiful, actually. In fact, our dietitian Mel, we had our skin folds done today. She actually complimented me on how I smell because I just
Nice.
like she said, well, some people do their skin folds and don't smell great, which is pretty poor from the boys. But I actually do smell nice.
How'd you go skin folds?
Well,
Really well.
can't you tell?
Looks like you enjoyed the bye break. That's all I'm saying. What's another question we've got?
What's your favourite smell? Or are you just going to agree? The home one's now hard to beat.
Yeah,
though.
that's really good. Like, it actually, in my head, I was like, he's nailed that. Wow. I never really appreciated that as a smell, but I was like, now all I can smell is home. I'm going to call my mum and dad after this. Honestly, wow. Like, you've actually rattled me.
Is this true, though?
That might be the best answer to one of the best questions. This is the best segment ever. You know what? I'm clipping this. Like, they deserve a shout out, man. All right, Tom, what's your favourite video game? That's a good question.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big gamer. Like, I didn't really have
2K?
Yeah, like I'd say, like the thing is, I actually didn't grow up with the PlayStation. Like later in my like by the time I was maybe 14, we might have had a Wii. Like we really didn't have much. So
Yeah, they were fun though.
yeah, they were fun.
Especially with all your brothers, that would
Wait,
be a good time.
Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. Dogfight on Wii Sports Resort was the most fun thing of all time. Oh my God. So I'm going to say either Dogfight on Wii Sports Resort or like 2K. Because since then I'd go to my mate's place and like my mate's houses and play PlayStation, and being a big basketball fan, 2K. But I wish I got into FIFA. I can't play FIFA. I literally don't know. Like I just don't know.
Really?
I've never played. I never
FIFA.
got into it. Yeah, and I think FIFA is actually a better game, but I just never got into it. So
All right, a few more, and then we'll move on. From It's Just Larry. If you had to name a team, what would you call it, and what colours would they be? I'm telling you what, these questions are getting better and better every week.
Wow. If I didn't, what like is it another AFL team, or can I sort of name it whatever?
Sure. Do you know what we'll do?
What?
Because I'll simplify this question because we could talk about this for a long
Yeah.
time. Let's say hypothetically, the 20th license goes to Canberra.
Yeah. So it's got to be the Canberra.
So let's name a Canberra team and the colours. So the colours, for me, would probably, I think, are twofold. So you could either go the traditional yellow and blue, which is Canberra colours or ACT colours, or you try and establish that like super club connection and you go green like the Raiders, because there's no real green team in the AFL. I know Tasmania will be, but it's a different type of green.
Yeah, there is a bit. Yeah, I don't mind that call. I don't know what you'd call them though. What would you call them? The other thing is as well, the blue and the yellow obviously clashes with West Coast, so
Yeah, so like
makes it a bit more difficult.
So I think the green's the way you have to go.
Yeah, maybe you would have to go that way, like
A really light green.
yeah,
like
exactly.
Like the green room
very
green.
very close to that green. Or yeah,
Fairly
shout
broad.
out to the Canberra
Yeah.
Raiders, the milk, a similar colour to
the
that. I don't know what I'd call them though. I mean, like if you think about teams from the past, there's been like the Cannons, and I think they might still be in the NBL one.
Big
or
fan of
whatever.
that, Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you call Canberra?
Hear me out. Canberra milk. Mascot's a big milk bottle.
Does that strike fear into any hearts?
You're right.
The other thing is, I
But
feel like
does
Canberra
the
milk.
Suns? Like I know the sun kills and we should all wear sunscreen, but like it's not dangerous.
Yeah,
Like-
I know what you mean. I just
What
think
about off milk?
There might be some
Off milk hurts.
Yeah, it does. It's a killer.
It gets everyone.
Jeez, it's a sucky feeling in the morning. You pour
There's
that in.
nothing worse than lumpy milk.
Oh, yuck. Oh, actually, it gives me the shivers. I think there might be some licensing issues though, because I think the Milk are pretty happy to be associated with the Raiders, and I think the Raiders are
That's what I mean. We're come together. We're one big
Yeah,
club.
maybe we'll go the Milk then.
I don't know.
It's your idea though. You're having your idea. I'm not putting my name to that.
It's a great question. Emma Gaynor, my sister.
Has she ended up dyeing her hair, by the way?
No, she never. She said she wouldn't do it. I think she's all talk. She said, "Best. Wait, what do you buy a boy for their birthday?" I'm assuming it's me because I have yet to receive a present.
What would you like then, Jacob? This is your opportunity to
what
give
do
your
I
sister a little hit up. What do you want?
I'd like you to put some money away for some green room merch.
For yourself?
For our fans. Like she puts the money so we don't have to pay for anything.
Oh, well, we're not going to have to again. I'm tapping the club's card.
You're right. Well, then I'll like I don't know. I'm really hard to buy for. I don't really have it. Maybe some new running shoes
Yeah.
because they're pretty worn out after my big run on the weekend.
Oh, you didn't 27Ks for how many years again?
Yeah, how's this for a story? So, if you listen to the last episode, it was a few days before my 27th birthday.
Jesus.
Wow, let's not get into that again. And I said I was going to run 27 kilometers for 27 years, which I did.
How do you feel? As in, like,
as an old man,
no more. I just mean, like, how'd the body actually hold up?
pretty well.
Really?
Because I did it Saturday morning, went straight onto the beers.
Yeah, okay.
So it was fine.
You have no idea how your body held up because you wake up the next morning. Do I feel
Regardless,
terrible?
I was hurting.
The million beers. Yeah.
No, it felt pretty good. But yeah, to finish my story before Tom interrupted me, I text my Strava to Tom, said, here you go, just to prove a point. Took him 3 days to reply.
What did I reply with?
Why are you so slow or something?
No, I said,
You had to go at my pace.
I'm pretty sure I said happy birthday.
No, that was... You actually did on my birthday. That was impressive. That's the first time.
Why is that impressive?
It's the first time you've done that.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, last question. Wow, this is so hard. Oh, this is a great question.
Why are you going so slow though, by the way?
4-minute 50 pace is not slow.
4:57, it's 5 minutes.
For 27 Ks, that's like not bad. How far would you go? You wouldn't have even run that far in your life.
Never. And I don't intend to.
Yeah. Do you reckon when you retire?
I will not be one of those people that gets into running. Hell no.
No, but like genuine, like, do you reckon you'll?
I'll still go for
like you've
runs,
got you've got a good rig.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll put it out there.
Yeah, but
will it be there in 10 years?
10, I think I'll still be playing in 10 years. So yeah.
Let's go 15. Sorry.
I think I'll still be. Yeah, I think so. I think I'll just, because the thing is, like, I'm very much, like, I sort of have to do something physical every day. Like, if I don't do something physical every single day, I feel like, you know how some people can just sort of, like, rot on the couch for, like, even just a few days and they're like, all right, I need to go up do something, whatever. I haven't got that in me.
So
I can rot for a few hours or whatever, and then I'm like, get up. I need to just do something. Like, to the point where I won't even sleep well. If I've just got too much pent up energy, like, I'll just...
You'll be one of those guys that finds a real niche.
I'll just play basketball all the time. I think I'll just hoop heaps.
Like, you'll be a cyclist or something.
Nah, my dad's a big cyclist, actually, so maybe I will. I don't want to get into that, though.
Cyclist, or you'll be like...
Maybe I'll become a really good ocean swimmer.
Like karate or something?
Nah,
you won't
I
be
won't
an
do
ocean
that.
swimmer.
Why not? I'm a good swimmer. I really
You're
enjoy
heavy.
it too.
You're heavy.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. I enjoy swimming. I enjoy the ocean. Like, I think I might. I'd also like to... What I'd like to do, though, is get a bit like... Because right now I'm quite lean and, like... I feel like very easily I could put on weight, right? I think I'd like to develop a bit more of a rugby league body when I'm done. Like, just to be a bit thicker. Like, still, I don't want to be, like, fat, but I just want to be a bit thicker, muscular, like, so I can just eat a bit more and eat sort of whatever, but still gym heaps, be nice and strong, still run enough, like, sort of develop a bit more of a league body, I think.
Wow. It's one to keep an eye on 15 years away. It's exciting. Last question from Loza Lee, 75. When is Tom writing the poem? That is a great question because I admittedly wasn't good last week, but...
It's not my area of expertise, one. I mean, I could do a good one, no doubt, but it's not my area of expertise, and I just, like, this is your thing. I can't do everything. Like, I can't... If I end up doing this better than you, like, what are you going to be good for?
What have I got? What have I got? In the green room with Tom Green and Tom Green only.
The viewers would go up.
They'd be livid. I'm a fan favourite, mate. You're just the name.
You actually are. You actually genuinely are.
I think for, let's say, episode 20, that can be a special episode.
What episode are we up to this week?
14. So 6 weeks,
Nah.
you write a poem.
Nah. Well,
is that Jack Buckley?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, tell him to come in.
Yeah, come in.
Bucks. It's a hard
That being closed didn't help him. We're actually currently recording live, so this is going to end up on the final cut most likely, which is quite funny. But
do you know what's good? We don't have to like re-edit it. Give me a sec, Bucks. I've got to get the mic on. Tom, talk about something while I go.
Should I do my trending topic?
Well, you want us here for that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do too. Why don't
we
just...
ASMR or something? Do your ASMR while we wait.
Oh, okay, we'll do this week's ASMR.
All right, ready?
Bad. This week's bad.
Ready?
All right, everybody. I feel really awkward now, like being one out on the podcast. All right, so this week for ASMR, this wasn't my choice, actually. This was recommended by fans and Jacob. So this is the week, though, that for my ASMR, I'm going to whisper or speak really quietly into the microphone, and I'm going to I was going to maybe read something out, but I think Jacob said I should just say our theme song. So that's what I'm going to do for ASMR this week. As Bucks and Jacob get set up. But we need a chair for Bucks back there too, by the way. All right. Here goes, I guess. This is going to be the worst ASMR of all time. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll do some of it. But I need to stop laughing, otherwise I won't be able to do it properly. All right, ASMR for this week. There's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty giants.
That was terrible. That made me so uncomfortable. I'm sorry for everyone.
Can Bucks
you
hear?
hear us?
Nah.
Oh.
You've
Yeah,
got me
can
now.
you
haven't
hear
you?
us? Yeah, here we go.
We're on.
This number one is no good.
It's no
I've
good,
noticed
it
every time
never
you plug in.
works.
Anyway, so that was ASMR.
Sorry to
but-
completely hijack.
No, that
But was
really,
horrific.
Yeah, no.
What was that?
It was
It
wasted.
was, I'm blaming
I
this on
missed
the
a few
fans.
weeks and-
I'm blaming this on the fans and Jacob. I didn't want to do this. I'm doing a different ASMR next week. And you know what? That shouldn't even make the final cut. That last 3 minutes probably needs to get cut out.
And do you know what it won't be? Cut out. Well, Jack Buckley,
How good are we going?
thanks for saving that segment.
Yeah, wow.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, well, I'm back.
certainly
Am I
are
the
back.
first one to
Can we-
double up?
Yeah,
or-
you are the
That-
first
people
repeat
might-
offender.
I'm sorry to the audience.
That's a misleading statement. You're not back. Everyone's obviously going to think about your injury to Jack.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot I'm injured.
I'm 3 weeks away.
Yeah, I'm still next week maybe. I'll put my hand up for
Wow,
selection.
Well, you're due.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Now
He's going well.
next week or I'm not sure the twos have, so we'll see.
But no, welcome back to
Okay,
In the Green
mate.
Room.
No, yeah, thanks for having me. We've got a pretty
We do. It's the
Interesting
long-awaited
topic
one
today.
that we promised for a long time to get him
started
back,
about 6-7 weeks ago, I
to
reckon.
break
Yeah.
it down.
And our fans have constantly reminded us that where is Jack Buckley?
Yeah.
Where is his
And it-
basketball team?
You know what?
And it's coming.
And it is also timely because game one of the NBA Finals is on
true.
tomorrow.
I saved it. I actually put it off because I was a little bit nervous. Just like, I think
Well,
a lot of
you're
people are
gonna-
going to come
you're
at
gonna
me for
anger
this.
some
Yeah, I think they will. But
But at the end of the day, Bucks, like that's
well-
just Instagram engagement, and that's what
No,
we're
can
here
we also?
for.
Here's
yeah,
the
you
thing,
just
though.
use us as pawns in
Exactly.
your own game.
100%.
The other
Yeah.
thing about this though is, I mean, we'll wait and see what team we sort of, and particularly you want to push with, but I think it's just going to be an actual fair and accurate representation. And if people disagree with that, it's their own delusion in their own basketballing ability. Is that fair?
I completely agree. I
Well,
think it'll be
For
very
those
good.
that have waited 6 or 7 weeks for it, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer because we're actually going to keep you for a few segments before we do the basketball
I
thing.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to let some thoughts go.
So we know you're full of them, and you're a very opinionated person,
Do you know what's funny?
which is why,
Privately, but now we're taking to public.
which is what I'm here for. I'm just here to grow your profile.
Do you know that Bucks offered to write my trending topic each week? That's how opinionated he is, but people don't know this about him. This
Well,
is what
honestly,
he actually said.
can you-
Also, on the
Can you?
record, like I haven't so far, so I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
know.
they've been.
Not
but
good.
You know what's funny?
I haven't written them.
You know
if,
what's funny?
if you see huge improvements, because I've started being the
You know,
ghostwriter.
they haven't been good.
If some of them are really controversial and aged terribly, they're his. That's what I can now say.
Yeah, well, I'll
Now-
be the fall guy.
Yeah, well, can you actually start sending them? Because
Yeah, I actually need to.
What
Yeah.
topics are class?
I've brought half of them.
No,
Have you done this
haven't.
week's yet?
No,
No, we're about to. You
But
ready?
you won't
Oh,
find
okay.
this one.
Oh, this is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you
I
won't
know.
find it interesting, I'll be honest.
Oh, here we go.
This one's Jacob's suggestion.
Trending topic, Tom. What have you got?
No, well, this is what you've actually got, and it's you want to talk about
All right,
the...
before you get into me, Tom wanted to bring a history lesson. So I've saved
Which
your
I'm going
6
to do.
minutes.
My training topic next week is going to be about history. I'm going to talk about something in history that's really interesting to me, and I'm going to bring that as a training
I
topic.
like it
because
but
I
you-
think we
But
can
you didn't
create...
bring anything today and said, "What
No.
can I talk about?"
Okay,
So don't throw me
this
under the
week's
bus.
been scrambled, man. It's been scrambled everywhere.
I can tell. I walked in and
Yeah.
It's sorry, it's
Yeah.
starting to be a real hostile environment.
Yeah,
Tom,
which we love.
Trending topic.
Yeah, so this week, Bucks, and I want your thoughts on this too, because I actually do have some about, obviously a hot topic in the AFL at the minute is the ineligibility of Harley Reid and Sam Darcy in the Rising Star, but also I think it's all sort of major awards in terms of the Brownlow as well and how that sort of affects your eligibility. My opinion on this is I don't know exactly the ins and the outs of the Rising Star Award, but specifically for the Brownlow, it's always been a best and fairest. It's not just the best player. It's always been best and fairest, and part of that is whether you get suspended or not. So I think what Laura Kane ended up coming out and saying about how the fairest part is still really important to the AFL, I like, because I think that's the way that it's always been. And the thing is, if you change it now, again, the Rising Stars may be a different kettle of fish because I don't know the ins and the outs, and it's obviously a less historically significant award. But if you change what the rules are now, then it's like Corey McKernan should end up with a Brownlow in the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Sorry to steal your thunder,
Yeah.
but that's the one that instantly jumps to my mind.
Cost North of Brownlow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sorry, I agree on the Brownlow. I think that should stay the same. If you get suspended, you shouldn't win it. Whereas, but I don't really understand because best and fairest for your club, right? It's all called that. If you get suspended, you can still win your club's best and fairest.
That's definitely here, and that might have been brought in for Toby. No, is that at every club?
I'm not sure.
Because
So
I reckon them.
I'm pretty sure it's at every club.
I don't know. I just don't know. There might be some clubs.
yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
Rising Star just hasn't got nearly the same history as the Brownlow does, so it can be changed, I think.
but do you think it should then?
Yeah, I think it should.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just not going to be a really accurate reflection this year
Yeah, that's
of
true.
who the Rising Star is. And sometimes, I mean, if you go in history, there's a lot of ones that weren't probably great reflections, but yeah, I would change
Cost
it.
Toby as well. It's another one. Toby got cost
Yeah.
Toby the Rising Star.
I think Daniel Talia won that one,
Yeah.
which he's reminded me about.
multiple times.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
it
I
is an
understand that as
interesting
well, and
conversation.
because it is less prestigious and less historically.
Yeah, that would be
significant.
my only point. It's
So
just
you're-
probably not as historically significant to change. Whereas the Brownlow, I would say, keep
You can't
it.
change, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people have missed out in the past.
So would you say, from a logistical point of view, if the AFL came out tomorrow and said we've changed the Rising Star, is that a worse look?
Right
You
now,
probably
yes.
can't do it this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
then
can't
it seems
As
very
of
reactionary.
2025.
Yeah,
But
you
even if you do
couldn't
it next year, it's also reactionary. So I don't know how you win. The problem is the AFL are constantly in positions where they can't really win. But
It's a tough gig, man.
on this one,
Yeah, well, they are.
it just
Don't get me
feels
started
like
on
at the end of the
this.
year they vote sort of like it's not really based off a criteria. It's not a 3-2-1 off each game. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty sort of just like,
A
oh,
narrative
he's the
thing.
best player, the best young player this year. So if he's been suspended a game or two,
What does
that
it
doesn't
matter?
really change who the best young player was that year. But
Yeah, well, that's again. I'm not over the ins and the outs of the award well enough. As in, have they always described it as a best and fairest first year player, or under whatever the eligibility rules they have for it again? Because I know there's things where it's like you've got to maybe be under 21 or 2, played less than 10 games a season before. Like there's some specific criteria, and I don't know if part of that is also if they've from the outset outlined that you have to not get suspended as well. Maybe they have, but I don't know. The Rising Star, again, it just has never been, in my mind, I suppose, a best and fairest thing. But if that's the way it is, I think the fairest element is still very important.
yeah,
is my
I
opinion.
think that's a good summary. I'm not overly passionate about changing it.
I like it. All right,
But don't change the Brown, though.
Yeah,
we're going to move on to a new segment, and then we'll get to our basketball team.
New
Finish-
segment.
Yep, I've told you about this beforehand.
I don't listen to you much.
All right, well,
I'm grateful to be part of such a well-oiled machine in the green room.
we're going to play a game, Tom, that you did know about called Red Light, Green Light.
Ah, yes. I'm excited for this too.
See what I'm dealing with, man?
It's tough. I
Oh,
see it
come
every day.
I have no
on.
idea what I go through.
I bring the energy. That's what we're here
You just
for.
yell.
So, Bucks, have you heard of this game?
Stephen A.
No.
So basically what's going to happen is because you're the two most opinionated people at the footy club, I'm going to say
It's actually not far off the mark.
I know, which is
I'm not lying.
Do I want to be that guy? I don't know.
You are that guy.
You're
Yeah.
less loud about it. I go about it the wrong way. I'll put the hand
Yeah,
up.
you overpower other people's opinions. That's the difference.
My thing is,
Believe me.
if you
Yeah.
can fool people by speaking with conviction, then that's on them. If I can speak with conviction and convince someone, hey, that's their fault.
All right, so Bucks. Basically, the aim of the game is I'm going to say something and you say green light, like it's a good thing,
Yeah.
or red light, it's a bad thing.
Okay.
Okay, so the first example is watching a movie with subtitles, green light or red light.
Well, green light if it's foreign.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good.
We're not
first
here
one.
to
No,
argue.
sorry, red light.
If
If
it's
it's
an
in
English movie.
English.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will say. I want to say red light but I have to, because I am half deaf, I have to turn the TV up way too loud. And if I'm watching it at night, it's not reasonable for sharing a house, like with housemates. And so
very
I end up with the subtitles on. Well, I learned that the hard way because I got yelled at a few times. But
Jake Riccardi has brought it up multiple times to me.
Yeah,
more his
nah.
girlfriend, actually. I get a text from her, can you turn the TV down? But
Subtitles.
generally, I'm a red light. I agree. I don't want to read the subtitles.
Yeah, it
like
wasn't
before.
made for you to read text.
Exactly. But also I feel like sometimes it takes, if you're reading the dialogue, it takes away from what's actually happening on screen. So
And
anyway.
it spoils it. It reads ahead.
Yeah. So I'm generally red light, but there are circumstances where it has to be a green
I think
light.
it's big with the kids. Like
big
my
with
younger
kids.
brothers both do it. And it drives me insane. They're like, watch Suits with subtitles on. It's like, how do you not?
Also,
understand what
let's
it's
be
saying?
real here. Is the script really groundbreaking?
That's what I mean. Like you don't. What are you trying to understand here?
What are you not
I don't want
getting?
to. I like Suits. It's a great show. But
Don't worry, mate. They don't listen.
No.
Sauce in the fridge.
Yes. Green light. Big green light.
yeah, green light.
Green light.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You're going to give your opinion on this too.
Green light.
Green light. Yeah, he said.
I said, if you listened.
You didn't say green light. You said
I
red light,
said
green
green
light.
light.
He just said yep. You just said yep.
All right, standing at the conveyor belt at the airport to get your bag, like right at right on the belt.
Like at where the
Depends
bag
how
comes straight
aggressive
through.
it is.
Like it's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, red
If you-
light.
Yeah, red
You,
light.
you just scout it. You stand back.
Yeah.
You scout
not
where
going
the
anywhere.
bags are spinning
Here's
out.
the thing,
and
right?
then you-
If for whatever reason you're first off the plane and you just wander, make your way down, and
sometimes
you
it's
meander down there,
harmless.
that's what I mean.
But if
just
you're like
there.
leaning over it,
if I
like,
see, if I can feel anxiety off you, then I want you to get get away from me.
Nice.
that's
Good
just
save.
airports
Good save.
though. Everyone's in a rush. But yeah, red light,
Yeah, red light,
Twitter.
green light.
green light.
Green light.
Biggest Twitter bloke
Bucks
ever.
is
I've got
secretly
burners.
massive on it.
Oh, I've
I
got
know, we've been
burners,
over this.
people.
He deleted one. He had one,
Yeah.
and he deleted it.
Oh, and I don't tweet on the burners.
No,
I
you
just.
scour.
Oh, I actually like back in the day when I was sort of like 15, 16, I put in a few key MVP vote for KD. That's sort of the extent of my Twitter, but I do.
He trolls through it though. He doesn't
I'm a
tweet much,
massive-
but trolls.
I'm a
through
big
Twitter.
NBA, NFL Twitter
good,
guy.
mate.
I like the American sports Twitter.
All right, next one. No shoes in public.
Green light.
Yeah, I'm green as well.
Yeah, I'll say green.
Like, yeah, I feel like a bit of proximity to the water
Yes,
is brought into
yes.
it. Like, you can't, like,
You're not going to ride.
I go around barefoot a lot, like, in sort of like when I'm closer to the beach.
in the east.
Yeah. Sounds a bit pretentious. when you say that.
That's what.
It's
Like, I'm
true,
not
though.
actually, you know what? Now I sound like an idiot because I'm like, oh, I
he's
can
the boy
only.
from, he's the boy
Yeah.
from Bronte. Now let's be real though. Okay,
It's just a bit like if you saw it far away from the beach, you'd probably like you'd
Oh,
notice.
that's what I'm
you'd
saying.
look
If
twice.
you're in Homebush,
yeah, it's looking a bit different.
walking around the
It
stadium
is.
with no shoes,
It's proximity to the beach. No, there's no doubt. And
If you go to the footy game in those shoes, that's at red light every day of the week.
it's similar.
We're getting bogged down. I'm bringing us down.
No,
but
I like it because I was
It's good discussion.
I was then
Or
gonna
maybe
go-
for us. Don't know for the people.
they've tuned out.
Yeah.
I was then going to go one further because I noticed even living recently in Bondi, going to the Bondi the Woolies Metro on Bondi Road, I'd roll in there often in bare feet, and sometimes if I've come just straight from the beach, no shirt, and it's you don't even get two looks.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Hey,
No
language.
shirt to Woolies.
Oh,
No,
What do you reckon?
no,
Red light.
it's-
Red light for me.
It's a massive. Well, Tom's a red
I'm
one.
pretty sure I've seen you do it, so
No, I haven't.
I don't want to hear this red light. You, what do you mean? You are the first one when the sun comes out. Jack Buckley's sitting out there sunning himself, making sure
No,
that
it's
that
not
beautiful
true.
Bronte tan is
It's
ready
not
to
true.
go.
That was me like 3 years ago. I've grown up.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't care about my tan
The no
anymore.
shoes. Come on, come on.
Sometimes.
exactly. Anyway, green light.
Yeah, green light.
I'm glad we got there.
This pod's going to run long again.
Oh my
Sally's gonna
God.
get upset.
I'm loving this.
No, this was our best episode yet.
Minus that intermission.
Yeah, God.
Coffee orders more than 3 words.
Hell, red light. Like red light.
Now,
What's your coffee order?
Cappuccino. And I'll say if I'm getting it
it's
takeaway,
childish. And I can't
go on.
speak because I don't even drink
I'll
coffee.
say cappuccino, 1 sugar. But
Oh, that's childish.
oh my
One
God.
sugar.
Well, what do we? People think that they're
Just
like
ask for a hot
well,
chocolate,
people think
mate.
they're an adult because they get a long black.
No, that's
You're
also
not
fair.
enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
You're not actually enjoying
Yeah.
what you're drinking. You think
Nah,
it's the
I'm
right
on
thing
your
to
side.
do.
You've swayed me. Yeah.
You think you're enjoying yourself,
That's
and you're
what this
actually
game is
sipping and going, "This sucks."
Sam Taylor, right? He loves a hot chockey and he orders them, but he gets slandered every time. It's like the man just wants to just have some
Yeah.
warm milk and chocolate.
I'm the biggest advocate for a hot chocolate. That
Yeah.
goes so hard.
So I can't. I don't drink coffee.
Well, there's big ones though. You know, Toby. This is Toby's orders like an almond latte, 74 degrees or something like that. Have you heard when he says that?
He doesn't say that. Does
He
he?
makes his own coffees.
I swear.
He's
no,
pretty happy with his own coffees too.
Very
when
happy
he
with it.
orders them, I
Yeah.
swear to God, he says that. I promise you. Ask him about
70
it. It's embarrassing.
See, like, I'd actually genuinely be embarrassed. Hey, mate, what do you want? I'll grab you a coffee. Oh, can I get a skim cappuccino half weak with 74 degrees. No, you can't, mate. You can get a hot
So
chocolate.
you're a red light.
Well, yeah, I think it's a massive. red light.
How's this?
To be fair, mine's longer.
Ricker's coffee order.
I would.
3/4 latte, half sugar. Is that like that's?
Yeah, but I just carry on. But I love the way Rick goes about it. He knows what he wants and he goes and gets it. Like
Yeah, you know
he doesn't
what?
care
Credit
how
to
it
him.
sounds. Credit to him.
That's what he does.
That's why he swayed me with the cappuccino. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Cappuccino. I said,
Two more. We'll do two more.
God.
Let's do Sydney drivers.
All drivers are terrible. I said this the other day. You know what? You need
Because your car's banged up.
No. Okay, well, yeah. People.
Oh yes.
Like,
I was hoping this would come
He's
up.
a bad driver. man.
No, the worst driver in Sydney because
Me?
Yes.
your car. It looks like you played dodgem cars with it on the road.
Genuinely, man.
It is
I brought it
battered.
up every episode.
Sorry, I'm animated,
No,
but
no,
I
that's fine.
was thinking about this morning when I walked past it.
Okay,
what happened?
This is what happened, right?
Who hurt you?
That's a broader topic.
Yeah,
Next
we
week
can-
on.
we can't get into that. No. So the back, right? The back bumper is ripped out because parking in Yule Street. There's like the fig tree roots that don't have thingos there.
You've walked me through this, but it's still your fault.
No, I know it's my fault, but I'm trying to squeeze into a park behind bad parkers who can't park their effing car properly. So I'm trying to squeeze into these spots, and then all of a sudden I hit it,
Deflecting.
brakes. Anyway, it comes up fine. The back dent on the back left, that's because one night again, and I'm glad that he's not here because I can properly get into it. Like either Jake or either Ricka or Joanna in Yule Street as well at the back. They didn't park far enough forward because we'd squeezed two cars out the back there, right? Didn't park far enough forward, so I've tried to, again, had to squeeze my car on behind there, and like it didn't stick out into the lane that much at all because I looked at it, I thought, no, that'll be fine. Someone overnight, some scumbag, has driven past, smashed it, and left nothing. No,
It was
no.
probably Ricky's greatest trait is deny.
Yeah.
So could it,
Do you know
we need to tell the Brownie Care lease card Ricker story one day.
I want to tell it right
Yeah,
now.
maybe.
You know what? Let's skip the last red light, green light. I want to hear
No,
this
we
story.
can do it.
Yeah, I was-
a podcast.
yeah.
We don't have a time limit, do we?
Yeah, we don't have a time limit at all.
Oh, well, let's go.
No,
Don't attack me,
I'm
man.
telling two Ricker deny stories.
Yeah, keep them short though. I'll put you on a shot clock.
Yeah, no, so the first one, Brownie went back to Ireland and Ricky didn't have a car because his car might have been in Melbourne, so I was up here pre-Christmas or something. Ricky drove Brownie's car around. I was in the car with him when he did this, by the way. He had Brownie's red Kia and he was pulling out of the shops one time. I actually think he's pulling out of the shops and he's scraped the whole side of it on a pylon. Or was it that he hit the left front of it?
He scratched. I can't
He-
fully
he-
remember how he did it, but there's a huge scratch.
Yeah, he scratched the hell out of the car, and I actually think he dinked it one other time. I will say that, by the way. But anyway, he hands the car like back in, but doesn't actually hand it. He just like leaves it there, sort of leaves the keys in, and then there's like this massive like
investigation.
But because Brownie's car, the thing about it was because he was back in Ireland, a few people used it over this period.
Yeah,
Do you
so
remember
there
that? So there was everyone.
suspects.
It wasn't
Multiple-
like they know straight away that it was Ricker. It was like Ricker might have used it. I think maybe Himmels might have used
Yeah.
it, and maybe two other guys might have used it. So there's like this huge congregation in Shovel's office trying to be like, who had it when
Went
did
for
this
days.
happen? Like going on, and Ricker like heard it, like heard what was going on, heard they had no idea, stayed dead silent, and then finally fessed up. And you know what he fessed up to? He said his mum was driving and did it, and he felt too ashamed to tell. So he's ended up denying, leaving it, and then blaming it on his poor mother, Francie.
Sorry, Rick.
His other one. This one's
Oh,
in our first year too, right? You know, so we get fresh footies in every now and every now and then we're still like, every now and then Ricker would pinch a footy from the club. Generally, if you take a footy from the club, it's a cage footy, so you can do stuff at home or over the break or whatever. Anyway, Ricker is walking through Schwegs' like our property steward Schwegs, his room there, where he's got all our jerseys, all our gear, and new footies. Ricker's eyed one off. He's done a loop through, and there's a there's a camera in there, right? And there's a main area you can see on the camera, but you can't see the whole room. So Ricker does a loop through, eyes it off, goes out to the lunch area, comes back, grabs the footy, walks around, like you walk around this little corner and then there's a door and that's where the camera cuts off. But what he did was he then put the footy down on the bench there and then goes through. So then Brett Hand at the time comes and approaches Rick and said, have you stolen a footy from the club? And Ricky goes, no.
Deny.
It's deny. Just, no, I haven't done it. But he does these ones. He's like, mate, like on camera, like, you know, there's cameras in there. And he goes, are there cameras in the change rooms? Because he knows that you can't have cameras in the wet area. And Handy's like, well, no. And Ricky goes, no, didn't do it. And he's like, mate, we've seen you, like, and they show the vision of Ricky just picking up this footy and then I think like half putting it down and then again it cuts off because you can't see him. So he just denied,
So he's clever.
denied. And then I don't even know if he ended up, I
wish we had an end to this story, but I don't really know.
I think
Did he take it?
No. So what actually happened was he set it up. I ended up grabbing it.
Yeah.
but he was going to grab it. I saw him set it up, and when he'd told me he was going to steal one. So like,
It's the duo. They're both.
No. I don't
it's
deny
insane.
though.
Can't drive, can't park, can't steal.
If I didn't grab it, he was going to. But I just went no, because he'd already stolen a couple. So I was like, I want to get in on the thrill of it, and stole it anyway. Pocketed it. Handy goes to him. We've seen you steal it. Whatever. And I ended up owning it, actually. Even though Ricker was, again, the thief and had done it on more occasions than one, I was the one who ended up owning it. But anyway, Ricker, deny. And that's why you can't be here.
Does Ricker listen to this?
No. So we can slander him as much as we want.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
For a hit.
All right, basketball side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Wow.
Here we go.
And we thought we were animated now.
All right, for context, for those that might not have listened to the episode where Bucks was on previously,
Which if you haven't, you should.
You should. So that's 2 episodes. You got to go back and
Save
listen to now.
yourselves.
No, your episode was really good. The numbers were unbelievable. Let's talk about the basketball side. So, one of the first weeks we had Jake Riccardi on the podcast. We did a soccer team, our first 11, and it went bonkers. All the boys were fuming that they weren't in it, or they were glad they were. Now we've got 2 of the self-proclaimed best basketballers at the club in this room right now, in Tom and
Yes,
Bucks.
self-proclaimed.
Resume speaks for itself.
So let's go through
Self-proclaimed,
it.
but also would be acknowledged by every other person at the club.
So we're calling it the
I
Giants.
think yours would. Mine would be contentious. I'll have to put that in there, but I think the ones that know, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Right, we're doing
I'll say this. To me, it's not contentious.
We're doing the Giants starting 5.
All right, you drive this because you're the host.
Well, you're both,
How do
you're
we
both
wanna
together.
format
No,
this?
you're together.
Well, I think, like, and this is, again, unbiased, I think...
We'll go point down.
Who's running point? Cheese?
I'm Cheese. I think that's an easy one.
Well,
Cheese.
what I was going to say is this. What I was just going to list off was, I think, you, me, Cheese... who else?
I think they're your, like, non-negotiables.
Yeah. And then I was going to say, like...
And then I'll throw up. I'll go Seeker, Hainsey,
Yep.
Leck,
Yep. Wary?
Wolfie,
Yeah.
Wary, and Chook, Josh Kelly.
Yeah. So out of that, I think...
So that's 5.
And you got 2 spots.
And we've got 2 spots. Can we have a 6? I think we should get a 6-man because
You can
that's
have
a
a
pretty
6-man.
pivotal role
You
in
can
the
have a
basketball
6-man,
game.
Yeah.
but both of you have mentioned before you wanted a second 5.
Yeah, we will. But we'll do...
I don't want that.
No, we're doing...
No, we're not doing a second.
We're not doing...
Oh, we can. Yeah. We'll see.
Why
We'll get through
don't-
the
why-
first.
Sitting on the fence,
No,
man.
yeah, we can do a second.
Let's
five.
do... Sorry. Let's do a first 5. Let's do a first 5 with a 6-man, and then we'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
All right. So so far we've got Isaac coming, Tom
Yeah,
Green, Jack.
Isaac classy.
Yeah,
Real
very
classy.
good.
Got a good
Very, very
basketball
good.
background.
Also-
Can you give me positions?
Super
Point guard,
athletic.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Tom, what are you?
Small forward.
Small forward.
Bucks.
But this is where I'll go. This is dependent on the other 2.
Yeah.
So if we want to fit in Hainsey, you could go to the 2.
Yeah.
Hainsey the 3, me the 4 or the 5, and then it's Seek or Leck, and that's a discussion.
Yeah.
Which I want to have because
I think, by the way, that's what I think. I think Hainsey is in there. And
I think
it's-
Hainsey's in there. He's underrated. Hainsey is a very underrated art.
It's also stiff to Wolfie, though, because Wolfie, particularly for a guy who, like, as in, he might be the 6-man. In terms of a guy who'd run a second unit really well, Wolfie would run a second unit really well.
I think we've almost figured it out because I know who I'm going to leave off.
So
It's
I'm
Leck.
going. So we're going. So we're going Isaac.
And I love the guy. Like,
Isaac?
I adore him.
Isaac, Tom, Bucks, Haynes. The last spot goes to.
Put Seek at the 4. I'll play undersized at the 5 and lock that down.
But Bucks,
then 6
let's
man's
understand, you're saying for a long time has been blocks and boards. Like, there's a reason you can play the 5.
I blocks and boards. Lou Dort's my idol. He plays the right way. Also, yeah, love the grit and grind. Memphis Grizzlies, Tony Allen, those kind of guys. Just guys that get
First
after
team
it.
all defense.
So Leck and Chook have missed out.
Oh, Chook's not going to be happy.
But
I basically guaranteed took a spot about 20 minutes ago. Walking in here. I said, yeah, you're in the backcourt with Cheese. Like, locked.
He'd be stoked with it too.
Can I just say, though, about Chook? Like, Chook's jumper, pretty nice. But I've never actually seen Chook.
No, so this is a topic I want to get into is cage players. So that's where the basketball net is for people listening at home, is in the little indoor area called the cage. And it's pretty restrictive in terms of you can only go right because there's a huge wall on the left and it's like on AstroTurf, so you can't really dribble.
Yeah.
So guys just get in there and put shots up and they think they're pretty good. Whereas it's not conducive to 5-on-5 basketball.
It's not at all. And it's also, like when one side is completely blocked off, like what are we doing here? You don't even have to defend.
Actually, I also want to make a quick honourable mention to a guy that's definitely not going to make the side, and you know who I'm going to say. But no one is more dedicated to their craft on the basketball court right now at this club than Brent Daniels.
Bing has been getting shots.
He has been getting the work, and the improvement is huge. And we've coined him TJ McConnell.
He's a real TJ.
He thinks he's still a little bit deluded, thinking he's Kyrie. But he's TJ McConnell, and who knows? Maybe if we do this again in a couple of years, or next year, or probably won't ever happen again.
The thing is, so first of all, TJ McConnell is by no stretch slander. By the way, he is a very, very, very good player. And the way that he goes about it as well is unbelievable. So I don't know why Binger takes that as slander. But the other thing is, hardwood play is what is important. And this is my only knock on Chook, is I've never seen, because of obviously Chook chooses not to, because like he looks after his body and he's very conscious of that. And I understand that. And I'm not saying that I don't respect that, but there has to be, I've seen Hainsey play. I've seen you play. I've seen Seeker play. I've seen, who else in the starting five?
I haven't seen Lek play.
I've seen a little bit. I haven't seen that much, but I've seen a little bit.
But, oh, God, the bounce. Like, it's stupid. But I am a fundamentals guy at heart.
You just get it done.
And
you're suspect on his fundamentals.
No, look, I love
that's
you.
What you're alluding to.
Yeah, I am alluding to that, and I think Seek gets the nod for me.
Man.
I think Seek gets the 4 spot because of that. I think I've seen him play. He can put the ball on the floor. He's an animal on the boards.
Yeah,
he's going to get after on D, and also jumps through the roof too. Like that's not an issue.
So our locked in starting 5.
Yep, go.
Isaac Cumming.
Yep.
Tom Green. Jack Buckley, Nick Haynes, Connor Iden, Jacob Ware is our 6th man.
Yeah, and
which is a huge call over Chook.
I'm comfortable with it, and I'll be quite frank. What I like about this team though is when I say it's a modern basketball lineup, there's like a lot of
interchangeable wings. Like me, you, Seek, and Hayner. Like we're switching screen. Even Cheese.
Yeah, no,
we're
100%.
switching.
No,
we're switching defense.
I'm not fighting through a single screen.
We're switching all day, and we could play 5 out quite comfortably,
easily,
and spread it.
This
and
is what I like.
Put him in a pick and roll.
There's enough shooting.
This guy, I don't often give him compliments, but he's
gotten
pretty.
A few this episode.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I've never seen.
Are you saying he's the role guy? Or are you
passionate?
saying he's the pick and roll decision ball handler?
Yeah, ball handler. Yeah,
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I like that decision making out of the pick and roll.
Also,
I'm going to post this later tonight, and it's you know what it's going to do.
It'll be interesting to see if it does the same numbers as the football.
Do you want me to be honest? I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
I think this is more clear cut.
Yeah, I agree.
Like who of this?
Let's rattle through some names who will be disgruntled.
Lek will be so upset.
Will be up, and it hurts me because, like I said, I'd die for that man, but I've also died for Seeker. Chook's going to be so disgruntled. Yeah, it's not going to be funny.
I want to again.
Fine.
Chook might,
but he won't. He won't really voice it. He's pretty timid on the socials.
On socials, he'll comment 4 days later.
He hasn't shown me though. Again, I'm sorry. He hasn't shown me anything.
Oh, Toby.
We upset.
Now Toby. I just had this discussion with him. He just constantly tells me he played under 12 state for Vic, which he was 12.
Toby shooting a jump shot is like. It's just uncomfortable.
He can't dribble either.
Yeah.
He actually can't dribble. It's
I'm
hilarious.
not putting Toby in.
People who play basketball will know what I'm talking about. You know when people who don't play basketball try and look crafty with their handle and they dribble but they move their body like that?
They're dribbling with his hips.
Like that's what Toby
shoulders.
does. That's how Toby, that's how you know he doesn't play. He dribbles and he's moving his body too much.
And he thinks,
I hope George is listening to this.
he thinks because George is like a Gonzaga legend and a unreal basketball player.
Jet. He somehow
that's gone onto him, and he's
Do you know
also
who's
really
appreciate
good.
this? Georgia.
Yeah,
I hope she listens.
Shout
and
out
I
to
hope she
Georgia.
does. Yeah, because she can actually
Yeah.
hoop. Toby's got no idea.
I'd
He
love
needs
Georgia to
somehow-
coach us, actually. If we,
Well,
Yeah.
we did coach.
No, you know what? Georgia Sturden is our coach.
Can we have Georgia? Yeah,
we
Georgia's
can.
our coach.
You know what? We can and we did.
Yeah.
Oi, it's a pretty special song.
Who else can I slander? Who else is there?
Oh.
Shout out to apparently Joe Fonte's got game.
A little bit.
Now we haven't seen it, so it's one of those things you got to
You know,
wait
you
and
gotta
see.
when you see just someone shoot a basketball, you know if they've played or not. He's clearly played. Like he
Yeah,
can shoot a basketball.
he's got a great jump shot. I think
Any-
Cads might be a bit flat, but
Ugh.
I mean he's
kidding
Cade,
himself.
Yeah,
He's got enough. He's number one pick.
yeah.
But okay,
What,
also
can we talk about
Don't talk to me.
former Giants players?
okay. Well, Matt Flynn thought he could make the NBL.
Yeah,
let's
that's the
address
story.
that call. Matt Flynn once
He-
said he could make the NBL wholeheartedly.
He said a lot of things, like
my
a
God.
lot of.
We've
I've got
there's a-
many.
That's why he's gone.
Matt Flynn's got. No, we love Flynn.
No, we do absolutely love Flenny, but that was one of the. I heard that first.
That was
when
at
I was
camp last year, and I reckon I
it was
argued with him for 90 minutes.
When I first
straight.
heard him say that, I was in the academy still. When I was staying with Cheese and Pez, he said it around then, and I heard that, and I'm a 17-year-old. I'm like, this guy's off the mark.
This guy's an idiot.
Delusional. Who else past player would have any? I don't know.
Tim-
Tim's pretty
Slammer.
handy.
Oh, people think So when I was coming in here, everyone was throwing out Hogs, and
Hogs is
I
not
just
bad.
don't know.
I've
I
seen
think
it.
he's got a great shot.
He's got a little bit.
Bruce.
He's got a good game.
Just tall.
Bruce
Come
is
on.
just big.
Yeah.
Keith.
Slammer will be flat just because
Just 'cause he's
he
Slammer.
just thinks he should be in everything.
But
Briggsy?
Briggsy, no. Tim
Briggsy,
was
no.
a decent former hooper.
Yeah, Tim was a good hooper. Yeah, Tim could ball.
Madden.
Nah,
Come on, stop
nah.
naming tall blokes.
Yeah,
They haven't
it's
got
not
the
all
ability,
about-
mate.
Hey,
They've
I'm
got
just throwing it out
nothing.
there, man. You don't. Have
One
to
thing
come
I
at me.
respect about Slammer though is when we're all shooting in there, he will just stay under the rim
And rebound.
for everyone,
That's a classic.
and
defense.
call himself and just keep yelling. He yells at Dennis every time he gets the board.
Alright, well, I'm happy with it. We'll put a graphic together. We'll get it on socials, and we'll just see what
Crop my head
happens.
on Luca, please.
You've done that yourself,
No,
mate.
no,
You send me that.
Kyle Anderson sitting to my left.
No, Lamar Odom.
Slow-mo.
I got called Lamar Odom, which I'll take.
Yeah, Lamar Adams, pretty nice.
Alright, ready? Well, poem, and then we're done.
What? What's
No,
funny?
no.
Say it. You got Tom.
No. All good. Palm.
You want to get something off your chest?
I'm
Bucks?
guessing
This
it's
is
not
the place to do
appropriate,
it.
is my guess, so we'll go to the next one.
No,
Yeah.
we'll talk off air. Wasn't that subtle?
Well, they'll have no idea what I was
I
saying.
hope so. All right, Bucks. I didn't.
No, that's fine.
I didn't put you in the poem this week.
Probably escaped then. I'm probably about to get slandered.
Nah, you're
Yeah, I
actually
saw a
you're
clip
pretty
of last
safe.
week's actually. It was good.
No, that was the week before. It was the week
Very
before.
accurate.
The week after.
Can you get on with your poem, mate?
You just talked about basketball players for 30 minutes, man. Don't come at me. Don't come
I
at me.
think our basketball team took less time than the green light, red light.
Then
Us just
Tom,
telling
slandering
stories.
Tom shirtless around
Yeah.
Monty.
Okay.
Tom, it's been a pleasure, but you've had your turn to speak. Now it's my turn. Let's recap the week. Last episode, we had more tension than Kendrick and Drake. I think it was the perfect time for you and I to take a break. I love you, Tom. To me, you're like a brother, but I thoroughly enjoyed not seeing each other. No doubt for you, a week without me was tough. I don't think a week was near long enough. I'd taken 2 weeks off if it was my choice, but regardless, I enjoyed a week of not hearing your voice. There's no doubt that last week was my worst poem yet, and that's a poem that I'd rather forget. During the break, well, you got up to plenty. You went on Dylan Fringe, which is ironic because you don't have any. But as I've mentioned, we're back after a short rest. This week we play the Hawks, and that'll be a big test. I'm looking forward to seeing what this game brings. Now it's time to clip the Hawks' wings. We're heading down to the island state, which if rumours are true, is where you'll be playing in 2028. There's a lot I could say about Hawthorn, but please don't stress. There's obviously some things I simply can't address. You've got some great players, from Jack to Jai. Ginny will be there, playing for a tackle that's high. We've got the GOAT in Toby Green, and the Hawks haven't played finals since 2018. I'll give you credit. Your TikTok account is funny. I wonder what you'll do without Tasmania's government money. So we look forward to playing you this weekend. We'll see you soon. We'll sing the big, big sound because it's an absolute tune.
I like the back half of that was really strong.
Really good
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, it was. I like the shots at me. I like the shots at Hawthorn. I haven't seen their TikTok account, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But
pretty funny.
I've seen, I liked a lot of the shots there. The sweet moment at the start was pretty a nice change of pace for you, particularly.
The what?
the sweet moment. You know, you sort of referring to me as a brother, like that
Yeah.
sort
Oh,
of stuff.
That
like,
was nice.
nice.
We switched it
Yeah.
up. We've actually had a little bit of like nice things said to be about each other today.
Oh, nice.
Before you,
Yeah.
And then I
Got hostile
completely
quick.
got rid of it.
Came
when
in
I,
with some
yeah,
hostility.
Yeah.
that
Hey,
happens.
what did I say to you in the rooms the other day? Yeah, you're underrated hostile.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's fair. You got to be self-aware at times.
I reckon you're pretty self-aware.
Very self-aware man.
Thanks.
Incredibly self-aware person.
Welcome. Well, that's all we've got, and
Shame.
What are we going to rate
it's
it?
fun, isn't it?
What are we going to rate it, by the way?
Oh yeah, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna give
sorry.
you an 8.
an 8.
Good, yeah.
I was
very good.
thinking 8, but yeah, because I hate 7s, so I'll bump it up to an 8. Yeah.
So that's a 7, but anyway.
I kind of like that rule. No, well, thanks. That's pretty good. I had a 4 last week, so I've redeemed myself.
What was last week's?
No, it was shocking. Last
was
week's
shocking.
episode was just not good. We were both tired.
No,
we needed a bye
I was
break.
really good. He was. Nah.
That's reflective of him as a bloke.
If that doesn't speak volumes, of
He
Tom
will
Green,
never go down with the ship.
I'll go down with the shit.
won't go
he
down
said
with
the
the ship.
podcast
Hang
is
on,
bad.
hang on.
You just
That's a big
immediately
whack
threw
at
him
my
on it.
character.
Yeah, sorry.
Saying that I'll never go down with the shit.
I'll die for it. I'll die
Hey,
for it.
don't let him do that. He does this to you every time.
No, because
He
I'm in the
shoots you
public
down.
forum now. Like I've got to pull it back a
I
little
just
bit.
can't be myself.
Yeah. No, you can't. It's factual. Maybe that's a trending topic.
This is all a big front. I hope people know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. All right, Bucks, there's no doubt you'll be back because honestly, there's probably going to be some backlash around this side,
Yeah.
and we're going to need you to address it next week.
Yeah, I'm not good taking public backlash, but we'll see.
Or feedback, because I'm not either.
Oh, feedback, I'm alright. I can take it, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. I think there'll be a few blokes who are pretty upset.
Yeah, I think none other.
They can
But they know where to
will
find
be-
me. So I know Toby's,
honestly-
Toby's the least.
No, but the thing I was going to say, Toby's like
I'll tag him.
he'll fight it for whatever he wants to, but like he's just not up to it even close.
I think Whit was one mentioned. He's
but-
probably should have been an honourable.
Likes to shoot, and I appreciate that.
He can shoot it. Yeah,
Yeah, I just don't know if he's got
can't
actual can play the game.
but yeah, no, I agree.
Well, boys, good luck in Tasmania. Well, Tom, good luck in Tasmania. Sorry,
a
Bucks.
drive-by?
Sorry, Bucks. I
I'll
actually
be
didn't mean
here,
that.
Tom Wills,
Yeah.
getting to work 7 a.m. Saturday.
We love that. And
Shout
it's
out.
exciting.
Shout out to the Rao boys.
Shout out
Exciting.
Matty Cameron.
I'm not there for long, so I can't complain.
Yeah. What are you? Week away? 2 weeks away, hopefully.
Yeah,
Nice.
next week, hopefully. We'll see.
Fingers crossed, because it's a big game. 2 big games in a row.
Yeah.
Back home, the power, and then
Let's get as many
the noisy
there as we
neighbours.
can.
That's it.
All right. Well, good luck, Tom. We'll see you
you.
next week.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. See you then.